Actors Kelly Riley and Cole Hauser tease how marriage changes both Beth Dutton and Rip Wheeler in Yellowstone Season 5. Kevin Costner plays John Dutton, whose family has owned Montana's biggest ranch for more than a century. Created by Hell or High Water writer Taylor Sheridan, the Western drama series pits the Dutton family against a multitude of outside forces who wish to either control the land or destroy the family entirely. Kicking us off, how marriage changes Beth and Rip in Yellowstone Season 5. After the attack on the Dutton family at the end of Season 3, Beth becomes interested in a 14-year-old boy when she goes to see her father in the hospital. Since he has no one to take care of him, Beth takes the baby to Rip's, Hauser's, house, where she and Rip try to raise him as their own. Even though her experiment doesn't go as well as she had hoped, Beth and Rip get closer, and they end up getting married on the ranch. In a recent interview with EW, Riley and Hauser share how marriage changes Beth and Rip in Yellowstone Season 5. Riley explained that the marriage will not change Beth, as the actor stated that her character's feelings have never wavered in regard to Rip. However, Hauser revealed that Rip's life has changed rather significantly, as he's now officially part of the Dutton family and has moved into the Dutton family home. Riley said, "Beth has always been devoted to Rip. Marriage does not change her. I think his love for her and hers for him is one of the very few things that keeps her demons at arm's length, mostly." Hauser added, "The first thing it changes is that he's moved into the main house, which is somewhere he's never really been that comfortable. It's a weird thing to think that John Dutton is actually related to him now through marriage. What I like about what Taylor Sheridan wrote is that he slow burns this year with me and Beth. In the beginning, there were some great moments between us. She's dealing with things from her past that she's having to face for the first time, and I'm trying to help her." Will Beth and Rip stay together in Yellowstone Season 5? Based on what Riley and Hauser said, fans of Beth and Rip's relationship have little to worry about. Hauser knows that Beth will face problems that will affect Rip in some small way, but he's a loyal partner to Beth and will always be there to help her through whatever she needs. But Rip may need the most help, since he'll have to get used to living with the Dutton family. Rip has had trouble ever since he was a child. After Rip killed his own father, who had just killed his brother and mother, John took him in. Rip is usually emotionally alone, and Beth is the only person who has ever been able to get through to him. Rip will need some time to get used to living in the big house owned by the Duttons. Season 5 of Yellowstone will start on November 13th, so fans won't have to wait much longer to see Beth and Rip back together. In other related news, what makes the Duttons villains in Yellowstone? Even though John Dutton is arguably the main character in Yellowstone, he can also be seen as the main bad guy. John Dutton, an old-school Montana cowboy and the fiery patriarch of the largest cattle ranch in the United States, is one of the most interesting people on TV. John and his family own and run the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch. To keep their hold on the land, John and his family have killed people and done other bad things, then lied about it. Market Equities has been trying to take over Native American land in the state of Montana for a while now, but the Duttons have been doing it for more than a century. The Yellowstone prequel spinoff, 1883, showed that the Duttons went through hell to get their land, but that doesn't mean that what they're doing now is okay. 1883 reminded viewers that John's iron grip on power has its roots in the westward expansion of the United States. This is similar to the dangerously imperialistic idea of manifest destiny, which says that American settlers were destined to grow and take over all of North America. Even though the political idea of manifest destiny is hard to pin down, it's still strongly supported by people like the Duttons, whose ancestors took Native American land by force during the westward expansion in the late 1800s. James Dutton, who started the ranch in 1883, knew that white settlers were killing Native Americans because of their race and culture. James was just trying to make a safe place for his family to live on the harsh and dangerous frontier. John, on the other hand, is a modern rancher and politician who has come to fully represent the idea of manifest destiny. Even though they don't start out as bad people, the Duttons are now a key part of a system that keeps forcing indigenous American nations to move and lose their rights. Yellowstone Season 5 can still turn the Duttons into heroes. Yellowstone Season 5 will start with a 2-hour episode and then be split into 2 parts with a total of 14 episodes. This is more than enough time for the Duttons to turn things around. In fact, after John's son, Casey Dutton, went through a ceremony to become a full member of his wife Monica's tribe at the end of Yellowstone Season 4, Casey could be the key to the Confederated Tribes of Broken Rock getting the Yellowstone Ranch back. Also, the land-grabbing company Market Equities, which is backed by billionaires, is threatening to swallow up Paradise Valley. This gives the Duttons even more reason to work with Broken Rock to find a long-term solution to their land disputes. Tate, Casey, and Monica's son is the only 7th-generation Dutton in the show. He's also also a full member of the Broken Rock community. Everyone on the ranch answers to John Dutton, but John himself answers to Tate, his only grandson. In the end, John will have to face what kind of legacy he's leaving Tate. Yellowstone is both a neo-western and an anti-hero crime drama, so it shows the bad guys in a complicated way. Season 5 of Yellowstone will show if the Duttons can really become heroes. Even though Casey Dutton's vision showed that there would be death and betrayal at the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch in the future, Casey's talk about the end could also mean that the Duttons could help Monica, Mo, and Thomas Rainwater's people finally stop moving around like in the past. Finally, Yellowstone Season 5's best story is Angela Blue Thunder and Beth teaming up. When Coriaca Kilcher comes back as Angela Blue Thunder in Season 5 of Yellowstone, it will finally be possible for Angela and Beth Dutton, Kelly Riley, to work together. Angela's return adds to the feeling that Season 5 of Yellowstone is the last one. Since the land grab by Market Equities, which is backed by billionaires, threatens both the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch and the Broken Rock Indian Reservation, it makes sense for Beth and Angela to join forces for one big final fight in the 5th season. In Yellowstone Season 3, Episode 7, The Beating, John Dutton and Thomas Rainwater set up a meeting between Beth and Angela, which was the first hint that they would work together. When Beth and Angela got together, they talked about how to align their plans with Market Equities. Sad to say, nothing ever came out of this meeting. It was a missed chance, especially since both Beth Dutton and Angela Blue Thunder are popular characters. This needs to be fixed in Yellowstone Season 5 by finally showing what kind of chaos Beth and Angela can make if they ever work together. Angela's return could also answer one of Yellowstone Season 4's biggest unanswered questions. What happened to her after Season 3? Most importantly, if Angela and Beth work together, it would show that the confederated tribes of Broken Rock and the Dutton family still have a chance to work things out. What will Angela Blue Thunder's role be in Yellowstone Season 5? Angela is a wild card, just like Beth. It's clear that she cares about her people, but it's hard to know what she'll do next. Angela's general attitude and the fact that Mo called her evil to stop Thomas from working with her led some viewers to think that she was behind the violent attack on the Duttons in the Season 3 finale of Yellowstone. Even though Season 4 made it clear that Market Equities was behind the attack, viewers were right to think that Angela did it. Angela told Thomas Rainwater in the final episode that her tribe's native laws about protecting the land are much older than the laws of white governments, including the laws that decide the Dutton family's century-old claim to the land. Angela told Thomas that he was a slave to the white man and that it was his job to follow these laws no matter what. Angela Blue Thunder's return to Yellowstone couldn't have happened at a better time in the show, especially if it means that she and Beth Dutton can finally cause trouble together. Fans have been waiting for this team-up to happen since Yellowstone's 3rd season. This could also lead to a great plot twist in Yellowstone's 5th season if one of them turns on the other. Angela and Beth would be a great team, whether they're friends or enemies. Well, that's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, cheers!